Hi, it's Mark at FBA2USA. Come to FBA2USA.com for hints and tips on getting started on Amazon Seller Central if you live outside the USA. And to be clear, what that means is you can start selling your product to customers inside the USA even if you don't have a US passport, or you don't have a US social security number, you might not have ever been to the USA, but as I say in my website, you do need to know where the USA is, what sort of people live there, and why they might buy a product from you. So I want to just cover in this video the difference between an Amazon business and an e-commerce business. Now, a full e-commerce business does the same as an Amazon business. It sells physical products to customers. But the difference, the main difference, is that if you're using Amazon, the first thing you don't need, and possibly the most important thing you don't need, is your own physical warehousing facility. Now, that doesn't mean buying a warehouse, but that means accessing a warehouse separately, paying for a contract to store your goods, and usually using that warehouse service as a logistics provider. Because Amazon is going to do all of that for you. And that's a significant barrier to entry, or has been prior to Amazon FBA existing, getting started with selling inside the USA. The next thing you don't need is a website. Now, a website is a number of things, but I would describe it as a domain you don't need, a website platform or software such as Ecommerce or Shopify, or indeed a custom software piece like Magento, or indeed a WordPress platform with an e-commerce thing built on the back of it. Those are all ways of having an e-commerce store, but they're things that you don't need if you have an Amazon business. The next thing you don't need, because you didn't need that, is a graphics designer or anyone who knows anything about code, because you don't need to do any of those coding things. And the other things that you don't need are any form of series of offers and platform-based offers and customer service and privacy statements, all of which would typically comprise a website. So if you do have an e-commerce website, typically you'll have email addresses for people to contact you, quite a lot of customer service activity while people chase up questions about their order and questions about what you're actually selling, a phone number so they can contact you when they're too lazy to email you. You'll usually have discount codes, you'll usually have an email capture so that you can get subscribers, perhaps even an account system to let people set up their own account. And of course you'll be using some sort of merchant service linked to that, which for ease, let's just say it would be PayPal. There are a number of others, but you'll always need some way of taking a payment, which means you need to set up a whole linkage into that service from your website. Now, a lot of this is getting easier and easier, and services like Ecommerce and Shopify have made that significantly less difficult to do than it used to be. But nonetheless, it is a whole series of stuff that you have to monitor, and then you have to drive traffic to it. Because when you start, even if you've got a really, really nice website, it's not going to get any custom to use your really nice interface until you've driven traffic to it. So the really important thing that you don't need when you start an Amazon FBA business is the ability to drive traffic yourself, because Amazon is already getting so much more traffic than you could ever get to your website. And all you really need to do is appear in the Amazon rankings in order to attract a significant proportion of that traffic to see your product. And the other thing about Amazon, which differs from an e-commerce site on the web, is that you're not attracting traffic via Amazon, which is search traffic per se, i.e. you're not tracking and attracting people who are just interested in finding out about things. When a Google is used to search, 50 to 75% of that traffic could be people just having a bit of a look. They might be people who would buy in the future. They might even be people who don't intend to buy anything at all and are just finding out information. So the great thing about appearing on Amazon is that all the traffic that's arrived on Amazon and that is looking around Amazon is people who, as I would say, have their wallets out already. They probably even provided their credit card details to Amazon in advance and can use one-click purchasing to purchase your product. So not only do you get more traffic to a website you didn't have to design, with a payment system that you don't have to manage and customer service that you don't have to do yourself, but also all of that traffic is people that are interested in buying products. Fantastic. Now, if you're interested in finding out how you can actually get started from outside the USA and exploiting all of that, and saving yourself the time, cost and effort of setting up your own e-commerce website to sell your product, and perhaps you've got a business outside the USA already that actively sells a product on an e-commerce website, but are interested in trying the USA as a market with a low-cost investment. In any of these cases, come to FBA2USA.com, and my modules inside that site will take you through the go to woe, the A to Z of everything that you need to do to get started and get going with a fully fledged Amazon FBA business, where it's all done for you. Thanks very much. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.